Check 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate?
Yes!
Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need. Get over the fear and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Hello, everybody. Michael Quarles with podcast 164. Today we have a scenario question. And yes, I am getting over a cold, so if my voice sounds like it's horrible, I feel horrible. But I've been battling a cold for the last 3 or 4 days. And before we get to the scenario question, remember, continue your marketing. For those of us that do, we're going to reap the rewards. Our call quality is going to be higher. Our call volume is going to be lower naturally. But we're also priming our January. January's always been a good month. So continue to do that. And remember, if you want to learn real estate investing, if you have a New Year's resolution, absolutely give me a call. We'll talk about it and get you into our program. Scenario question. I spoke to a real estate broker today regarding a property they had listed. While on the phone, I mentioned what I was looking for and asked them if they had anything that met my criteria. He mentioned that there was a 24-unit building in the neighborhood that I'm looking at and that they were going to list. I asked the broker if they can send me the deal set up or financial information, but the broker hadn't listed it yet and was unwilling to do so. The broker seemed to be inexperienced. He gave me the property address. The building is in a hot neighborhood and seems like it will be listed at a good price. I'm worried that the next week someone else might get the deal before me. I do not currently have a relationship with this broker, but was hoping to start a relationship with them. I do not want to go around or step on the broker's toes, but I do not want to risk losing the deal. What do you recommend I do in this situation? Should I contact the owner directly? Should I tell the broker that I will contact the owner directly? If you're in my coaching program, one of the things that you have to do and decide on and work on is what your set of ethics are. And boy, if you're asking me this question, I'd really work on that. In my opinion, and this has really nothing to do with the broker, whether they're doing their job, they're not doing their job, whether you have a relationship with them or not. This is all about you. I think you have to put yourself in the shoes of that other person, irrespective of what the situation is, and ask yourself if you would want this done to you, if this is fair. Because what you're saying to me is money's more important than doing the right thing. And when money becomes more important than doing the right thing, we kind of lose sight of doing the right thing. And so there's not an amount of money in the world that I think should cause you to break an ethical guideline. And clearly you are, if you're even contemplating going around the broker, someone who is for a commission giving you information. That's what you're paying for. Now, if you want to go around the broker and buy the house and go on your merry way, you've got to go to bed with yourself, not me. And you've got to ask yourself and basically present yourself with this solution. If I'm willing to do it to somebody else, then I should be willing to have it done to me. So if you're willing to go around someone who for a moment thought that you had credibility and gave you an address, whether or not they're experienced, whether or not they're going to get the listing, whether or not you're going to lose opportunity, if you're willing to do that, I just don't know. And remember, you can't lose what you don't have. You didn't know about it before you talked to the broker, so why do you think you know about it now? I mean, I just have a hard time thinking that it's the right thing to do is to step around somebody else that gave you information, who was giving you that information because they thought they'd be compensated. Now, should you have a call with that, another conversation, another call with that broker? Absolutely. Let them know that you want to fall forward and try to get something done on this deal. But I don't think you can step on their toes. And you shouldn't even be thinking about asking the question or not if you can step on their toes. Gosh, if I wasn't sick, I'd probably say a lot more. Guess you got me on a good day. I hope this isn't one of my coaching students that I really love. Because, man, if it is, we got to have a talk. I just don't get it. I really don't. But these little ethical things, we talk a lot about them in our coaching. And people ask me all the time, well, how do you work on your ethics? Well, you present yourself with a situation like this and you ask yourself, what would you do? What would you do? And I mean, you're the only one at the end of the day that has to live with what your decision is. The broker will live with his decision not to follow up with his listing, but you're the one that's going to live with the decision of not doing the right thing. And if you're okay with that, that's fine. If you want to work on your ethics, you determine what you would do, and then you start asking people that you believe have a high standard or ethical standard. And you ask them, you present them with the same scenario and ask them what they would do. And banter with them a little bit, argue with them, debate with them. Create an argument for your opinion. And if your argument can sway their opinion, then you've got a good argument. If it can't, it's not worthy. That's what arguments are about. Two people arguing doesn't necessarily mean that they're shouting at each other. They're expressing their point of views in a very intelligent and orchestrated manner. So express your views. If you think you're right, that you can step around this person, talk to me, email me, call me up. Say, Mike, you're wrong. This is why you're wrong. And if I believe that you're right after you express your argument to me, I'll get on my podcast and say, hey, so-and-so expressed his opinion, and I now changed mine. But I'm going to have a hard time, you're going to have a hard time convincing me that my opinion is bad when you start off the conversation saying that you received information from someone who works for a commission, and you want to step around that person because of your greed. Greed's not that important. We live in an abundance and prosperity world. If you have an abundance and a prosperity mentality, you don't care if you buy this 24 units or someone else's 24 units. All you know is you're going to buy 24 units. So get on that bandwagon. That's the trumpet you should be blowing, not this one. Again, you can't lose what you don't have. I hope that makes sense to everybody. Sorry that my voice is going. Boy, my coaching calls are going to be wonderful today. That's how dedicated I am to those coaching students, by the way. I love you guys. And thank you for allowing me to have the opportunity to help you with what little bit I know about real estate investing. Until next time, talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.